before we get into it, listen to this. First, welcome back to Anxiety Makes Me Poop. This is Meredith. How's it going? Okay, before we get into the topic, I want to talk about something real quick. So, for the past year, I've been taking the same medicine that helps with my mental health. It's white with green bands. That's what the medicine looks like. It's capsules. I've been taking it for a year, and it has really helped with my mental state. It's actually amazing. The only thing that it does is it has my ears ring a little bit, but I am happy to have my ears ring if I'm going to be happy all the time. Way better. I'm just a way different person this past year. Not afraid to tell anybody about that. Go get yourself checked out and talk with your doctor if you're sad all the time, because that's what I was 2 years ago, trying to fight through it, doing everything natural. It didn't work. I went to my doctor. I feel better. So that's been a year. About 2 weeks ago, I went and picked up my prescription, as always. It's every 90 days, and it was from a new supplier. So same exact dosage, same exact name, but a different supplier. So the capsules came over and they were blue and orange. The ones that I were taking were white with 2 green bands. So no problem. I'm taking them. You don't think anything because it says they're correct. It's just a different supplier. So by day 3, I was an absolute mess. Not sleeping, crying, emotional, stomach aches. It was like how I was 2 years ago. And I thought, wow, this is so strange. What is going on with me? Why am I so emotional? Why am I upset? I feel like I've just been constantly drinking coffee. Now, I drink a lot of coffee, but like constantly drinking it. I'd fall asleep. I'd be exhausted by 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And then I'd be up by midnight, done, ready for the day. I'm like, oh, it was just exhausting for about 10 days. So I tried to put up with it because, sometimes it takes your body a couple weeks maybe to adjust to a new supplier medicine, which I didn't know. And then, of course, I started researching it, and I'm like, something is not right. It's not working. Like, why am I even taking this medicine? I feel the exact same way. Or maybe they need to increase it, or maybe I should reach out to my doctor. You start asking yourself all these questions. And actually, the topic that we're going to talk about today is that I did step away from carbs and sugar these past 7 days. I'm kind of doing a reset. We're going to talk about that. But so I also thought about that. I'm like, maybe it's my new diet. Maybe it's okay, no, it wasn't. I started doing some research, and sometimes when they switch suppliers, there's different fillers in the capsules or in the medicine. And sometimes it doesn't mix well with you. And sometimes, and it's a generic, okay, it's not the name brand. So the white with green bands was a generic, and so was this one. It was just a different supplier. So online, and I could talk to a couple people, and they said, you don't have to get a hold of your doctor. You can just go into the pharmacy and say, hey, that last supplier is not mixing well with me. What can we do? So I have been going to the same pharmacy for 20 years. And I said, hey, this is what I was taking. It's the same exact thing. It's a new supplier. And they put it in my notes that I could no longer take the orange and blue. There was no questions. I'm very fortunate. I have a friend that works there as well. So she walked up and said, how's it going? And I kind of explained to her, and she's like, oh gosh, that's horrible. Like, they have heard about this before. And I gave it a good solid 10 days. So I knew that I was right, that something was wrong. So fortunately, they had some of the old suppliers or former suppliers capsules. So without going through insurance, I was able to pay for 59 out of a 90-day dose of these, and they're going to try and get me more. So I am so happy for that. So my whole point of this very, very long story, as always, if you listen, I talk forever, is that if you have a supplier change with your medicine, and even though it says it's the same name and all that on your prescription bottle, and you're not feeling right, get with the pharmacy and see if anything happened. I have read that it could be fillers. It just could be the chemical imbalance, or, the different chemicals that might not work with you. And there could be a whole bunch of different reasons. They absolutely have to follow guidelines, but the parameters may not be the same, and the fillers may not be the same. So if you have something going on and it's been like 10 days and you've really given it your best shot, and you know that they changed suppliers, you can always tell the pills look different. Go check with the pharmacy or call your doctor, because that's what I had to do. And now I'm just like, I'm so relieved that I was able to get enough, and they're going to try and see if they can get that former supplier for me. If not, then I may have to go to the doctor and say, hey, this is what happened. What can we do? Or I may be able to go to the former supplier online and say, here's my insurance, and just get it online. So there we go. Now, on to the topic. So Listen, today we're going to get real about something that makes a lot of people want to throw in the towel and quit. Doing everything right with your diet, eating cleaner, skipping sweets, showing willpower. And then you step on the scale and you're up 0.9 pounds for the week. Oh, that happened to me this week. Talk about tears, right? The medicine's already not working. I was like, really? So I just spent 7 days restricting myself of carbs and sugar because let me just tell you something truthfully, I'm addicted to sweets. I was telling my family, I get into the car and the first thing I think of is, I wonder what I'm going to have for lunch today. Is it going to be a piece of cake? Is it going to be a cupcake? Is it going to be a Rice Krispie treat? Forget it. I love dessert, cookies. I try to justify myself by doing the darkest of chocolates. And, every time we're out, it's like, yes, of course I will have some dessert with dinner. Yeah, no. I'm addicted. But I wanted to give my body a break because, I just wasn't feeling super great. My husband kept saying, the reason why you get up in the morning at 2:30 and you can't fall back to sleep is because your sugar spikes. And he kept telling me that, and I was in denial. It's been years. I have done this before. Years ago, where I cut out carbs and sugar and I came back to my natural weight, which was very, very nice. I looked back at pictures yesterday and I thought, oh yeah, that's right. That's when I wasn't eating a lot of sugar and carbs and I looked very healthy. So I just want to get back to being healthy. Okay. But then I kind of got disappointed this morning because I went and stepped on the scale, which I don't have a lot to lose. I really, again, just want to be healthy. But then it was like I gained 0.9 pounds and I was like, really? What's happening here? Oh, why does this happen to so many of us? Okay, you do good, you drink more water, you do what the doctor says, or you do what the plan says, or anything like that. Most importantly, how can we make sure we don't let one weird weigh-in derail our goals? How can we? Because I certainly was not super happy this morning. Let's talk about it. First of all, I want to just share this. It is an emotional roller coaster whenever you do something for yourself, a way of life, any type of way of life, a new job, a new diet, anything. This morning, I was not disappointed, but it did make me think about how easy it is to stop when something like this happens. How many of us would spend 7 days cutting almost all the carbs and sugar out because we know that we love it, but we know it's not good for us. And we go through the withdrawals. Like the third day, I was absolutely exhausted, but I knew why. Yesterday, I had a horrible migraine, but I knew why. My body was trying to tell me that it wanted something, but it was detoxing from the sugar and the carbs. Now, I had some carbs because I'm a runner. I need to have some. So, the first couple days, it was only 7 carbs, but I have increased it, but definitely no refined sugars, like no cakes, no ice cream, no nothing. And for me, that's a lot because when I say I have sugar every day, it's like a joke amongst my friends and family. Like they know I would rather have cake than dinner. Anyways, always making short stories long. What happens after 7 days? We gain some weight on that scale and we go, forget it. Why am I even doing this? Like yesterday, I was kind of like that. I'm like, oh God, I got the worst headache. I never, ever, ever get headaches. Like, why am I even doing this? So you're discouraged after the way you feel. You're discouraged after your weigh-in. You're discouraged because your body starts to ache. Last night, oh my gosh, my legs were aching. So I just kept drinking water. And I kept thinking to myself, right about now is where I would have some chocolate. And I didn't do it. Because I really want to be healthier. We set these huge, big goals to lose weight, to eat better, to feel stronger. And then when the scale doesn't reflect that right away, or the clothes don't reflect that right away, we think we failed. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, 7 days, come on, girl. But really, you want to see results right away. I almost feel like I could look at something fattening with a whole bunch of sugar and gain weight. So why can't it, if I don't look at it, why wouldn't I lose it? Why wouldn't I lose weight? It's a lot easier to put on weight. Let me just tell you. It's a lot easier to sit on the couch than go for a run. It's a lot easier not to pick up the weights to feel stronger. It just is. It's harder to do the right thing. But here is the truth, and I'm just basically speaking out loud for myself to remind myself that the number on the scale is just data. It's feedback. It's not judging you. It's not judgment. Our weight fluctuates, our strength fluctuates every single day from water retention, hormones, sodium, stress, even a new workout routine. Sometimes your body's just saying, hey, give me a minute. I'm going to adjust real quick. The key is not quitting during the adjustment phase. I could easily quit yesterday with the headache I had. I was like, F this. I didn't. And guess what? Today I feel better. It's that space between what you're doing and when the body catches up and when the mind catches up and when it starts to show. It really is where most people give up, though. A lot of people this morning would maybe get on I shouldn't say a lot, but people may get on the scale this morning and it's 0.9 pounds more and they go, I'm done. But most people might give up, but it's also where the real change begins, because mentally you're like, oh, no. We're going to fix this, right? We're going to make this work. So listen, if you are right in the middle of a diet or you're thinking about starting it, go with it and keep going with it. My mom's a nurse. And whenever sadly, I was a sick kid. I was always sick and I always had to try new things. And I always had to, try different things. And she would always say, give it a month. Give it a month. Give it your all for 1 month. That would even be like studying, medicines, workout routines, new life goals, anything. She would say 4 weeks, give it a month, 30 days. So let's talk about what happens the first 7 days. And I'm going to be using detoxing from sugar and carbs, okay? So day 1 through 3, your body kind of panics a little bit. I'm going to just keep this easy. If you want to look up all the medical terms or if you already know it, good for you. So your body panics because it's used to quick, easy energy. I did it all the time. Piece of chocolate, I could go for a run. Piece of chocolate, I could go through that meeting. Piece of chocolate, I could go run that spreadsheet. But now my body has to work harder to find the energy because I'm not giving it sugar. And day 1 through 3 is then where the exhaustion may hit because your body is like, wait a minute, I need my sugar rush, and you're not giving it. So it's got to find it somewhere. Day 3 through 5, your brain is missing its sugar rush. Sugar spikes your dopamine. That's your feel-good chemical. So when it's gone, your brain kind of throws a little tantrum. And that might be why you feel a little cranky, anxious, foggy. Okay, that's day 3 through 5-ish. Depends on what you're doing, right? Then day about 5 through 7, maybe things kind of even out a little bit. Now, I got a super bad migraine yesterday, but I feel great today. But maybe your body starts leaning to run on stored energy instead of expecting you to give it with chocolate. You might feel lighter one day, though, puffy the next, or just kind of plain weird, like just kind of feeling weird. And that's all totally normal. You know you're doing the right thing. Make sure you get enough calories. Don't do a calorie deficit that is so low that you're weak. I did that on Friday. So I was very, very strict last Sunday through Thursday, but I felt how strict I was on Friday morning when I went for a run with my friend and I had to eat a That's It fruit bar to get that natural sugar during our run because I truly felt like I was going to pass out. I had no energy. So don't do that. Don't do me. Don't be me. Make sure you have enough calories. I started into the Lose It app too. No, this is not a paid whatever. But if they Lose It app, if you want to pay me, that's it. If you want to pay me, awesome. I'm talking about you. I love them. I love the little That's It bars. I get little sample ones. Those are perfect to carry in my purse. And the Lose It app I just like it. I'm sure you can find an app that works for you as well. But I did open that up and go, okay, I got to start seeing how much. And sure enough, the first few days I was only at like 900 and 1,000 calories. Not enough. Not enough at all. So I'm back. Let's quickly talk about the mindset shift. You can do everything right and still not see immediate results. We just like that. We like immediate results, right? We just do. And if we don't get them, forget it. Why am I doing this? It's okay not to feel and see immediate results. It's okay. Keep going anyways. Like Mama says, 30 days. Your body is catching up on your intentions, I promise. Your brain, your body, everything is catching up on your intentions. Change doesn't show up in a straight line. Sometimes your progress is happening in ways you can't see, like it's repairing inflammation. I can already tell. I know that my legs were achy yesterday, but today I already feel better. And the reason why I say that is because, and the reason why I started this is because last week I got up in the middle of the night with achy ankles and one wrist that was unbelievably sore. And I thought, you know what? I ate a lot of sugar today. I think it's really having an effect on my body. I know I was talking about feeling like crap, but truly I already can tell that my body's healing. It's repairing inflammation. So it also balances hormones. It heals your gut. And it's really just learning to trust consistency. And that's key. Consistency is key. I know you've probably heard that 100 times, but it's true, especially in this situation. Do all the research that you need. Talk to the doctor that you need to. Talk to the specialist that you need to. Because what we're going to do for the end of this episode is we're going to close with encouraging phrases for you. So if you have anything that's going on, anything, weight loss, strengthening, new job, having to switch gears on anything, we're going to encourage you right now. Okay? You're not broken. You're just in the middle of a shift. Your body is adjusting. Your mind is learning. And your consistency is working quietly behind the scenes. Keep going. Give it time. Your worth isn't tied to a number. That could be for weight or age. Just saying. I got a milestone birthday coming up. I feel fantastic. The number doesn't measure your effort, your heart, or your growth. Sometimes the biggest progress happens when it looks like nothing's happening at all. That's your strength being built in silence. Breathe. Rest when you need to. Drink all the water and electrolytes. Trust that every choice you make to care for yourself, even those tiny ones, matter. You are becoming the version of you that doesn't quit just because it got hard. You are allowed to have off days, slow progress, and moments of doubt. You're still doing amazing. Because progress isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up again and again for you. And you come first. And if that scale goes up, like mine did, or it doesn't move, or it just feels confusing, remember this. You made the choice, and you're still moving forward. The scale doesn't define you. It just reports data. What defines you is how you keep showing up when the data doesn't match the dream. That's strength. That's growth. And that's the version of you that wins every single time. It's not failure. It's feedback. Your body's learning. Your mind's evolving. And your effort is never wasted. Keep choosing you. Because even when it feels slow, it's still progress. Thanks for listening. Hope it helped a little bit. Talk to you next time.